Just a few moments away from a fantastic race. It'll be Dengwoo versus Rubes, the round of 16 as the Final Fantasy Randomizer Spring Tournament rolls on. Hello, friends. I'm Trenton, joined by Czar. Hello, Czar.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Trenton. I am pleased to be here this evening.
And we are joined by some fantastic folks. Ty doing our tracking, and Lord of the Synth putting in the yeoman's work, the fantastic of the restreaming for us. Always greatly appreciated. We're going to give these runners their due tonight, but we remiss if we didn't mention that tonight our hearts are a little heavy. We lost a friend this week in Minochi85. He's well known to many of us as the Buzzsaw, a nickname given to him by Will Cleosis for his unique talents at buzzing through seeds, making plays everybody else thought were too risky. Both our runners tonight honoring him with a black mage as he used in his avatar in Discord. And Mono wins this race either way, and we all certainly won for having known Mono.
I concur wholeheartedly. I remember all the good times, the good races we had. It's always difficult when you lose someone in the community, in any capacity, in any community. And Mono, he was something special. I miss his voice. I miss his skill. I learned a lot from him about running this game and many other games. So I hope we can pay him a fitting tribute this evening here on RPG Limit Break. Our runners are Dengwoo and Rubes. It appears they're ready to go, and Deng has given us all of that info. Thank you, Deng.
Hi, chat. Dengwoo. Love to see it. Drafted party tonight. Rubes took the black mage first. Dengwoo followed that up with the fighter and white mage. And then Rubes said, hey, let's throw another black mage on. I said to them, that's about the most mono party I think you could have drafted. As for how they got here, Rubes advanced, defeating Luffy and Angel FM in the brackets. Dengwoo had wins over Burt Reynolds and Will Cleosis. Meanwhile, in the pods, they're both 2-1. Rubes with win over Sir Link-A-Lot and Reg World. Dengwoo defeated Sonny Wrath and Tetron. So, those are the wins that carried these two in. Zard's the round of 16. We have some new flags introduced at this point, and maybe one of the most significant, Town Shuffle on.
We sure do. It's getting juicy now. Both of these runners have earned their spot here through some difficult tournament matches. We also have some bonuses and malice to discuss. We'll get to those shortly as our runners are now out the gate.
Alright, a quick look into the magic shop. Cure 2 Ruse in that white magic side. Nuke is level 1, so is Warp. This is a good night to have two black mages.
This is Mono. He's given us the early nuke. He wants to see some good strats tonight, and I think we're going to see it with that available.
The Blitz will be on. This is when you've got nuke at level 1, you've got nuke charges for days with this party, and they should be able to tear through a lot of dungeons. They just need some initial levels to get those spell charges going.
So as our runners prepare for Temple here, we'll get into our bonuses and malices. We have the fighter with a plus katana and plus 15% hit, minus 10 strength, minus 10 agility. Our thief has plus 40 agility and plus 10 strength, minus 5 luck, minus 15 vitality. Our black belt has plus 30 HP and can use red mage armor. His malices are minus 10 luck and minus 1 magic defense per level. Could be something for black belts, not that we're seeing them here this evening. Our red mage has plus 40 HP and plus 7 luck, minus 10 magic defense, minus 10 vitality. Our white mage has plus 10 agility and fighter strength, could be significant, minus 15 strength, and no bracelet, however, for the white mage. And lastly, our black mage has night spells, plus black shirt, minus 10 agility, and proring. Sorry, Trenton, go ahead.
Just gonna say, both runners getting that initial levels, and then they got a few spell charges in the bank and head on up to Temple of Fiends. With two katanas available, it really feels like that could come into play with the fighter being able to equip them. They could be getting a very nice sword early.
With the black mage having the night spells early too, it's a pseudo red mage, if you will.
Flame Sword -1 is going to be a good weapon for now. Will also carry you some advantages against undead parties. Glance coming out from the Greer Imps. Oh, Rubes, if you pull off this kill with the Black Mage, it'll be the most mono thing you've ever done.
Got the save item. Do it, do it.
Earlier today, Ikben Maya posted a video in Discord of Mono taking the one Black Mage to Lich and killing it with nuke. Thank you, Rubes. At level 5 for his trouble. You'll love to see it. Tail may not be their favorite thing, but that's what they get, along with the ship, which is going to open up a lot of exploration. Now, with the free canoe and bridge, they do have full access to the inner sea at this point, from the get-go of the seed.
Right, I think that's going to make it relatively easy, seeing as we have save items early, to kind of make the circle. It's just a matter of if you'll head east or west to Provoka, or possibly to Dwarf Cave, and then down to Elf.
Yeah, having the boat, I love the idea of going to Provoka first. We don't know what town is there yet, but obviously there's as much chance that it's Crescent Lake as anything else, and we get access to another item.
Turnex in chat stating no free canoe this round. I'm going to verify that right now. We will make sure.
Pretty sure when I looked at the flags, they were free canoe, free bridge.
I'm on it.
Here goes Rubes to Provoka. And it is Provoka.
Wow, okay.
And down go the pirates. What does Bicky have for us today? The loot. Alright, now we can find the warrant. Plus 10 nostalgia if you get that joke.
Indeed. I'm looking at our flags right now, and version 4.1.6 shows free canoe is on. And free bridge.
Yeah, I think that's confusion for a different round of flags, and in this one we still have that. Harm 4 at level 2 is actually maybe an underrated spell for dealing with undead, but of course it's only going to work on undead. Ice 3 is never underrated. Quad X, also a fantastic one. That auto kill against under 300 damage enemies. Didn't see Wall the first time, but that's a big find as well.
That is very nice spell selection thus far, especially considering your Black Mage's ability to wield white magic as well. So as we saw, Deng picked up the banjo there, his own version of the lute from Bicky.
The random musical instrument. It's one of the fun percent flags, so you can have that option. Did he just sell the flame sword?
I believe he did.
Oh, that'll give him some lunch money.
Welcome, crab cakes. That was unique, wasn't it? Rube's giving a look at the item
nuke,
shop.
you don't need it. Sometimes you need to buff up for a boss. So we've got Onrak hanging out down there. We're not going to be able to explore it without the Oxy Ale. But maybe an early Sea Shrine dive. It is one of the incentivized locations in this round. Sea Sky, Ordeals, and Marsh. If I didn't miss anything. Canaria locked.
Indeed, Deng had a good look there at level 2 Black Magic. He wanted to make sure he got his selections correct.
Well, so with it being Provoka, you kind of don't want to go back. So if you can just be done with it now, then that's time save later.
Getting our first look at Marsh Cave. Rubes is in. He's going to throw out some nukes for these zombies, not taking any chances.
One of the dangers of going to Marsh Cave with Script Shuffle on, there's more different enemies here, so pretty likely that you run into something at some point. Yeah, that really narrows it down. Something at some point.
Correct. There is a vast quantity of different enemies in Marsh Cave, and in Randomizer that increases the chance of seeing things like Slow, for instance.
Or Rub, which is going to take out Doc.
Ouch.
Rubes is down to 3 party members. I like that he presses on here. See if you've got an item up here. If you don't, reset out of it and you've got your party member back. If you do, well, you're done here anyways.
Exactly. I like this play. Can save time in case you do not find the item here.
Dengwoo getting up to level 8. He's over in the Crescent Lake area. I don't think we got to look at the town yet. But he's got Peds, so he's got a fantastic source of early levels.
He does. Couldn't ask for better. You've got the nuke spells. He's also going to get quite a bit of gold out of this. Could pick up some nice armor here in whatever town this may be.
Chat, would you care to guess which town this is? We've got Provoka already settled and Onrak, so of course you've got Gaia, you've got Lefane, you've got Elfland, and
I'm going full
Crescent
troll.
Lake. What's that?
I'm going full troll, and I'm going to say Lefane.
Ah, that'd be an interesting early town selection with Onrak and Lefane. And it would mean that Marsh Cave is the right place to be right now.
Rube's finding a power staff. They can get out with that, can sell for a pretty penny. And, oh my.
I didn't see the oh my. What do we have that caused Rubes to reset?
We had Thunder Scorpions as an 80s song almost.
That's a big hit. Meanwhile, it is Gaia, as called for by Crab Cakes. Do we have a bottle for sale? We don't. And that's pretty definitively gonna tell us that Marsh is progression.
I believe Ice is available.
Okay, fine. Be a spoil sport, why don't you? Yeah, you're right.
Also, Crab, you've always won our hearts, so...
Is that where Dengwoo goes next? I wouldn't hate any play he made here. He could go to Volcano, I wouldn't mind it. Get that armory check in.
He's starting to build a exploration lead, as he already has a level lead. And he looks like he's feeling pretty good here.
Oh, getting those handful of levels in the early goings. Wow, what a trap tile, the blue dragon. That's a big one. And by the way, also is gonna tell us with pretty good certainty that we're on A-side tiles.
Could be a viable tile. He's got the nukes to bring him down, and we have a ruby in the Marsh Cave.
I don't think that's the incentive. I think that's random. Because if we can't get there, it doesn't do us any good. Or, I could think that we have progress in Ice Cave, where Dengwoo is, and the ruby is a nice addition. So it was the incentive item.
Right. Could go do a check eventually for what Sarda has. Maybe the Titan has something tasty.
Well, we can't get there yet. We gotta have the canal first.
Right, post-canal.
Yeah. I'd love making the early Sarda play in this scenario. The only way for an item to be an advantage for you is if you cash it in. So finding an early rupee doesn't do you any good unless you get the item that the ruby leads to. Of course, that assumes that the item is useful, but still, that's my logic.
That's valid. And the ruby, when you find the ruby, it's one of those items where you're like, okay, this could be a time sink, this could be the floater. It's really like a wild card.
So Rube's heading into the Crescent Lake area. Will he find the Pete encounter like Dengwoo did? There's several encounter zones around here, so you don't always see the same thing. He is just making the dash for town. Harm 4 is a very strong hit. It's actually better than Fire 3 for Undead. Harm 3 will still be outpaced by Fire 3, of course, but slightly and technically better to use Harm 4 than Fire 3.
Also has pretty good use against Lich too. Can be dangerous with that spell pool.
Ice Cave, we got a Moss Immune and a monster in a box. Not a bad monster in the box either. But that Moss Immune, that is a very good weapon, even if it is a -1.
Certainly is. Can be powered up, and the White Mage has the fighter strength too. Could be versatile in the party.
Now Rubes is checking these overworld encounters, and he has found the Pete encounter. So maybe a chance for him to gain some levels. By the way, running the 3-man party with the White Mage turned to stone. So, like getting a 25% experience bonus to everybody.
Any bonus helps. Every encounter, you find something good later, it can get you to where you need to go all the faster.
Cobras on that trap tile would be a Marsh Cave key-locked trap tile. So, yeah, as I said before, looks like we're on A side.
I wonder what Rube's target level is here. Maybe 10?
If you get the save items, I'd probably use up the nukes more than I'd target the level. That is some lunch money, over 60k from that box for Dengwoo.
Find some errors. He's gonna have to bring them down if he wants to see what's in this chest.
Oh, they got trance.
While that is pretty scary, it's good info for later, knowing that they have that.
You know you're gonna have to worry about it in Sky. But Dengwoo has no way to kill them now with two black mages stunned.
Oh
Looks
no!
like Dark is number 2 in the skill list. Damage poison number 3.
Welcome to Monster in a Box.
And that is going to be a party wipe for Dengwoo. Now hopefully he remembers which box that is, because he can easily just skip it.
You'll be fine, Deng. Shake it off, get back in there, get that item and get out. As it looks like Rubes may be headed to Ice or Volcano now.
I feel like this is going to be Ice all the way, because Rubes, having seen that Marsh gave the ruby, that narrows down that your progress has to be in Ice, whatever that is. Logic is sound. The only thing you could chase in Volcano would be better equipment or better levels. And with those peds, they're probably not too worried about levels.
Who needs levels?
Me, I need all the levels.
Mono didn't need levels.
What? Box to open? Oh, he already did that. That's not impressive at all. He's just remembering things.
Both are runners into Ice now. It appears that Ice is the place to be.
Yeah, just based on the incentives, it's the only way we can make progress. We could get the flutter or the canal. Key would also be an option. TNT, adamant,
Crystal.
and crown.
And he is skipping that air chest. And he finds another monster in the box. It's the Iron Golem! Wow!
It's a biggie. It's a late game monster. It can be very difficult. It resists the nuke. But its HP is not that bad, only in the 340 damage to kill it. Dengwoo gets that Iron Golem down for a lot of experience, and an Opal Helmet +2 is a lot of absorb with class change. And he finds an Agama Trap tile. Now this is the Frost Giant tile, so it's unique in Ice Cave. You can't get this one elsewhere. But does Dengwoo take a couple Agamas, or is he just moving on?
Couldn't hurt to take a couple here. He does find another monster in a box, but he shakes that off.
He does move on, and it makes sense. He did his levels from the peds, and that's probably enough to keep him in decent shape for the rest of the game if he's progressing as he goes.
We've got our Agama facts coming into the chat. Thank you so much, Synth. Also, thank you to Lord of Synth for working behind the scenes for us tonight.
And Tyrannex doing the tracking.
Who's now on the last floor of ice. What item will it be?
Only 4 boxes left. Now it's 3, and we are still wondering what this progression is. It's going to be the last box, of course it is.
If not, that means that it's the heirs in that monster in a box, which could be significantly bad for both of these owners. Rube's now going to find out what these heirs are about.
That trance is just devastating, because your chances of recovering in 2 rounds aren't great. And Rubes takes the wipe to the same heirs that got Dengwoo before. There's the canal. We have our expanded overworld. There are northern docks, so now we gain access to Waterfall, the Onrak town, Castle Ordeals, and the Oasis, which matters because we don't have a vendor item yet.
This is true. We are just past the 20-minute mark now, and Dengwoo's going to mount a little bit of a lead from here on in terms of exploration.
Does he make a Marsh play, though, just to make sure he doesn't miss out on Floater?
That's also on the table. It's not too far off the beaten path of where you need to route, so...
He's also got a lot of durability, and you know, I wouldn't hate a Volcano play right now. I fully believe you got enough to kill Carrie, and it's never going to be as on the way, and it looks like that's more or less what Dengwoo's thinking.
Deng agrees.
Frost Wolf, Frost Giant, Vanilla, that's an unrunnable encounter. Randomizer, we mix those up, so we can run from it. Gotta take the freebie here. There's no encounter you will get if you walk along the wall like Dengwoo did. And he's gonna go for the armory, which is a big stash of treasure that's very close together. Low price of 1 trap tile if you want to go for everything. Sandwiches.
Q-chat with their hungry comments.
A couple of nukes should be plenty to deal with those sandwiches. Bit of lunch money. Ooh, Rubes got an extra Iron Gall for his trouble, which is pretty good considering we know they're not that high HP. A Thor Hammer is a great utility item for just clearing stuff out of the way. Pro Rings are going to lose their value for Absorb, but still helping protect you from some of the Death Elemental stuff. And Damage Poison! For the
That's the
second time we see it. Now, that's not the same script, because it was behind Trance on the airs. So same
Correct.
skill, but different script.
Not an easy start. We thought it'd be smooth sailing after finding that level 1 nuke, but it's proving to be a little more difficult than that.
Well, you know, one of the things you have to remember with these monster in a boxes is you're draining HP in Volcano. So you can't just take it for granted sometimes like you would.
Right, it's going to put more of a strain on your healing supply, and if you don't have healing supply, then you're going to have to take more steps and stay out of the lava.
Alright, Rubes is a room away from obtaining his canal, knowing that that's progress, and then he'll have a big decision. How soon does he take the ruby bait? Well, speaking of vanilla unrunnables, that Wiz Ogre's Cerebus fight, unrunnable vanilla.
A dash of vanilla this evening. I think Mono would approve of that.
That time Dengwoo's prepared for the monster in a box, but he's gonna run not wanting to spend his time on it.
He's given us that head shake quite a bit, you know, he's starting to feel the pressure now.
And there's the canal for Rubes. He is out of this volcano. Does he think, as Dengwoo does, that this is a good time for Volcano? He doesn't have quite the levels Dengwoo did. Well, actually, I take that back. He's gotten to a good bit higher level.
Uh-oh.
How much HP do these worms have? It's gonna be a big factor here. Gaze! That's terrible news! They stun Mono.
Dang is giving us the it's good signal from his end.
And he's gonna leave that one behind. He's just happy to survive. Now, mind you, that with his setup with the damned party member in that second slot, as played tonight by Danny, that was only like a 25% chance of the Black Mage being targeted for that gaze. And Cremate is going to be all but a wipe. I don't even think I like the play to carry anymore.
He's had a lot of pressure here in this volcano. I think he's feeling the heat now. Can he get through?
You're all in on the Mossmune strats now. He got some good stuff that maybe you don't want to lose. I mean, that Mage Staff is a pretty great thing to pick up because unlimited spell charges are awesome.
Indeed, Thor Hammer as well.
Alright, I like this adjustment. Put the White Mage up front to throw the ruses out. Maybe tank a few of these hits from carry. And as long as you can get out of this volcano, you're fine.
And it's working. This is a veteran move here from Dengwoo.
Very well done. One more good hit's probably going to be enough. He's over 500 damage already. Over 600 now, still not there. Dengwoo, did you put the Thor Hammer on? Doesn't matter. He's through. Patting himself on the back.
Well done. He lights his fire orb at the 26-minute mark. Well done.
Orb. Oof. Greebase with Frost. Giving us a chilly reception on the seas. or rivers, as the case may be.
So it appears Rubes is sailing back to Provoka, and he's finished up there now.
Again, Rubes already did Marsh. He got the ruby out of there. Dengwoo has not, so there is still an incentive lingering over there. He's got the warp spell, which makes it more enticing. Does he take that bait? Does he move on looking for something different?
It's hard to say no to it when it's on the route and you have warp. I wouldn't be surprised to see him make the move as he's coming to Elf to discover that it's on wreck.
And there is Crescent Lake with the rod for sale. So we have our vendor item. We have gold bracelets for sale at -1. I don't think that would even make them better than the silvers, actually. Neutral. They're not that far apart in absorb to begin with. And I think the silvers are a point better on evade, so they should actually be superior. Oxyale from the Confused Old Men, which means we have Sea Shrine unlocked at the Elfland location. And with the rod, we now have 3 out of 4 fiends accessible.
Indeed, I'm getting our notes updated here, getting a little busy.
We will, of course, still need the cube and chime to be able to get to our final fiend, and we'll additionally need the key for go mode. Rubes is gonna cash in the ruby. Love to see it.
No Titan goes hungry.
The Angry Wolf's firing off with Stun Touch. We've seen a lot of the status effects from the attacks tonight.
Yeah, we've seen Thunder, we've seen Poison. These runners having to make several adjustments as they've been exploring thus far, and I think they've both done very well in not overreacting, not panicking. They've stuck to their routing, what their original plan was, and I think it's paying off for both of them thus far. Very close race.
Yeah, I had wondered about the play for Dengwoo when he went forward with just the Mouse Immune, but he went forward with Mouse Immune and Ribbon, and now Rubes will go forth with the key. Love that play. That does give him another key item at Canary locked. Does Dengwoo take advantage of this Blue Dragon? Blue Dragon, actually superior to an eye, I believe.
Yes, just slightly. Oh, he's getting bullied by the Scorpions there. I don't think he saw Thunder from them, though, so he's been spared that. He's had 2 encounters with him, as he does get the Ruby now.
And probably going to warp out of here. He got the item and was able to make that exploration a lot faster than Rubes was. But Rubes still is actually further along right now than Dengwoo is.
No early floater here.
Will we even need a floater? With those northern docks, that's not a guarantee that we need it.
Thanks to Lord of the Synth for updates there in the chat. Be sure to follow these runners. They're giving us a great show right now. And if you enjoy what you like, and come on into our Discord. We have our Duckling boot camp coming up. That's where all of our new runners get to showcase their abilities and learn. It's super fun, everyone. I guarantee you there's a flag set for you if you like this game in any capacity. Come on in.
I was going real old school this afternoon. I even turned speed hacks off.
Wow, spicy.
Ice armor +1. That's a great pickup. It's going to be lower in absorb than that steel armor +2 is, and significantly so. However, you do get the fire resistance, so that's nice. Chad asked about Onrak. Yes, Onrak was located at Elfland. So the only thing we don't have right now is Cube and Chime. And then, at least once we've located those, we will be in no mode. Because that assumes the runner's getting the key and all that.
Gee, I know.
Opal +2. That's some big armor. Requires class change, though.
It does. It makes the class change that much more lucrative. That's quite a bit of absorb there, and not much of an evade penalty at all.
Does it surprise you to see Rubes doing this many checks in Earthcave? That he would take a trap tile fight?
A little bit, yes. He must be feeling a bit uncomfortable about his equipment, possibly looking for one of those ribbons in Earth.
Well, we've got a ribbon in Titans. Rubes picked it up earlier. Dengwoo now matches that.
That's a big find. Ribbons can go a long way for you, especially in Temple.
And getting one this early is tremendous. Because then when you are in go mode, you're not worried about, do I keep looking for one? Alright, Dengwoo is about to get his Mystic Key. This ends up being a pretty linear path so far, and that's played out to Rube's advantage thus far.
It has, and he is nearly through the Earth Cave, despite the checks getting through rather promptly.
I believe they both had that dungeon wipe. Dengwoo to the airs, Rubes to the scorpions, that cost them some significant time having to redive the dungeon, but feels like it was a little less costly for Rubes. I believe he was able to successfully escape the airs, as I recall, when he ran into that monster in a box. Meanwhile, here's Lich.
Just liching it.
Survives the 2 nukes, resisted the second one significantly.
Dengwoo on his way into Earth Cave now. Both of these runners now thinking along the same lines in terms of routing, as Rubes is going to get his Earth Orb lit at the 34-minute mark.
Now, one thing Dengwoo does have going for him is that extra orb of the volcano, so Rubes still has to invest that time into defeating the Fiend of Fire. Now, the travel could end up being slightly faster if you're able to do it with the floater, but if he's going to have to sail back there and canoe through the river, that will actually be a significant boon to Dengwoo, who already knocked it out when it was convenient.
It will, and as we saw, that carry was no slouch.
Sorcerers, that would be an absolutely horrifying sight in a vanilla game with Death Touch.
He's going to nuke them down and get some nice experience here.
Not so nice with the silver -3. There's TNT. Does Rubes even bother with these other boxes? He will, because they're free. Except for monster boxes. But no more there. So it's time to see Narek.
Hooray!
Does Hooray Dwarf get some attention tonight? A fun fact, the bridge sprite there now, but even if you walked over the land bridge that would be over the canal, that would still give you the opening credits. Hooray!
A run is validated on one of the checkboxes.
And Dengwoo is going Earth Armory as Rubes finds the white shirt. And a gold -1, so a little bit of armor there. Can't stop and check my numbers right now, but I don't actually think it's better than the silver bracelet. How many of these monster in the boxes are we going to see here in Dwarf?
It's been a telling tale of this seed. The monster in the box is definitely showing themselves, and here's another one.
And just that's the work that Nuke can do for you when you have plenty of charges. Is our runners have just been able to go forward in most of these with no fear and take care of business. Bane Sword +1 can take care of some business.
It can. It's got just as good a chance as finishing up enemies as most other one-hit kill items.
It's pretty good accuracy, and Dengwoo downs Lich. So, I think Rubes made the right play going to Canaria, checking that key, and then obviously once you got the TNT, you got to make that play. It didn't turn out to be any progress, but it was still the logical chain to do. Dengwoo is going to do the same thing. It does benefit the +5 experience as well. Vendor item is off the table. So there's... Well, we still have an incentive check at C. Rubes has gone north first. Waterfall up here as well.
Ordeals also on the plate.
It certainly is, but Dengwoo could divert the routes and make the play to Sea Shrine first.
Rubes into the waterfall first. I like this. This is a good play, I think. Right now, the main difference here is that volcano, that fire orb that Dengwoo has.
Now, overworld, we can get to the Mirage Tower, but to be able to get to Tiamat, we're gonna need the chime and cube. That being, well, what we are missing for go mode. Paralysks with A fire, that's unfortunate just because it's slowing us down. More than anything. That's a lot of time for that number of enemies to be casting in AoE on all of the other ones. And Dengwoo's gonna give us the route divergence. I love to see it.
Yeah, I love it. If we're gonna get some information here. Also, let's hear you, chat. Are we gonna see out of bounds bat tonight?
Gas Dragon's a very big experience encounter, vulnerable to ice among the elements. Rubes is up to level 19 for everybody. It's a very respectable level at this point. And another Gas D.
Love to see it, especially if you have Ice 3. Throw a couple out there. Profit.
Did he not pick up Quad X? Because you probably could take him out with that. If they're over 300, it's not by much.
The Seafood Fun Pack is the tile for Waterfall, and they're pretty beefy.
Yeah, if they went down to one nuke, this would be a really interesting place to get him because you can do it with no off-tile encounter. That said, also, the fact that we're already at level 20, I don't think either runner's gonna be really thinking a static grind at this point.
Yeah, with the early nuke available, you've got your ribbon, walls available. I think we're going to see relatively low levels, at least in our initial temple dives. If it proves nasty, we may see higher levels.
Zara, I think you didn't see something.
What have I missed?
You have missed a Vorpal pickup.
Ah, I was updating our notes there, and sure enough, I missed it.
Rubes picked that up along with an Ice Sword +2.
Well, those are certainly some endgame potential weapons, I would say.
Fast is at level 3, so is Brack. Let's go with the Brack strats.
Welcome, Krellin. Animaniac, good to see you. Those black mages have access to level 1 through 3 white magic in many slots, so that could be telltale sign as we find Cure 4. That's very nice white magic.
It's a big white magic spell. Lock at level 4. Pretty uncontested for the black mages, so there's a benefit to that.
Overall, a very generous spell selection early in this seed.
It did take us a little while to get to the Elfland spells, though, but two casters with Nuke is gonna do a lot of work for you. Because there aren't going to be many random encounters that are surviving 2 nukes.
Alright, Rubes is sailing once more. Looks like he's headed over to Ordeals now.
Yeah, it makes sense. He's only got 2 places open to him now. It's Ordeals and it's Sea Shrine. So we're going to find out from one of these runners what the right answer is. But they have both given themselves a chance by doing something different than what the other runner did.
It's been great to watch. I'm hyped up. I'm feeling it. It's great to be here on RPG Limit Break with this tribute to one Monochi. We all miss him very much. We hope he's enjoying it as well from beyond.
Here we go with Rubes into Ordeals. Dengwoo working through Sea Shrine. One of these 2 dungeons has some form of progress for us. What that progress will be, only time will tell. We have Elfland Castle, so Herb could be progress, Crown could be progress, Crystal. We have the Adamant picked up, so that turn-in is available with Smithy Bigbeard Sword.
It is. There's still quite a bit of sailing that we could see here as these items and these fetch quests continue.
Rubes is through the Pillar Maze. Vanilla Nightmare fight. And there's the floater for Rubes.
Wow,
And
that's a big find.
It's been a while, but remember the fighter can equip katana, so now you even have the option of moving that Masamune.
Yeah, that gives you a lot of options concerning your weapon assortment for endgame. Really good find here for Rubes. I wonder though, is he starting to feel behind now, thinking maybe Deng made the early Ordeals play and found that floater?
This isn't a case where you ought to feel behind in the sense that you've made consistent progress. The only thing that should make you feel quote-unquote behind, if anything does, is the wipe to the Scorpions, because if your opponent got through it without that, then all's well.
Yes, question in the chat from Krellin. I believe it was a neutral roll on the katana. We saw the Vorpal was -1, so I do believe the katana is the better selection in this circumstance.
Sword for sword katana will be slightly better. I believe the hit rate is just like 2 points better on the katana. And yes, to answer chat's question, the fighter is able to equip the katana, so it was something we were watching for early, and then we got the Masamune. So it wasn't as high a priority anymore. Alright, for Rubes, he's finished here in the north. He's got Sea Shrine and he's got the Adamant turn in. I'd probably go for Smithy first. Find out what you've got from there. And then Sea Shrine's not that far away. Well, I'm sorry. Airship first with that floater. Then Smithy. Then Sea Shrine.
Right, gotta get to the sky. You'll save a lot of time, no encounters. It's really amazing with some really tight routing how much time you can save overall by finding that floater. Just such a lucrative item when you're in these races, and time is of the essence.
Dengwoo is trying to get to Kraken. And now does. Gonna pull Kraken as Rubes is on to the sky. Fly the friendly skies. There we go.
Just under the 48-minute mark. So that was a well-earned floater. No gimmies tonight.
Dengwoo is trying to do the ruse strats again. App doesn't make it. The nukes are flying. The damage is out there. Don't think he found Elfland yet to get Brack, unfortunately. He's gonna try for the quad X strats because Kraken is low on HP for sure. This should do it. I got it.
Well done. Very well played there by Deng. He's gonna get his third orb at the just over the 48-minute mark.
And here's where we're going to start seeing a little bit more convergence, because Rubes has entered the Volcano, which Dengwoo has already completed.
He is. Deng looking very animated tonight. He seems to be quite confident. I like it. I like how he's played thus far, how he's adjusted, and I would say that he has a lead right now.
A lot's going to depend on, is floater actually required? Which I think it has to be now.
Looks like he's going to check mermaids. Has to do it. Has no knowledge that that floater is in ordeals right now. Pretty sure that's what he's going to be looking for. This favors Rubes.
As long as this is one of our required items, this is still going to be a good play, because you've got it out of the way instead of having to come back to do it later. The worst case for him would be this is the power gauntlet.
Right, and thinking about your opponent, you know, there's really no incentive to check mermaids first unless you're feeling like gambling. So
would be fun if key was required to get this item, though.
that would be very fun. Reverse C. That would, I think that would please Mono very much.
Not both the runners would be able to get it, but still, just the concept that you could have theoretically come here, not had the key, missed out on the item. That would amuse me.
See how many,
They're only at 1,000.
we'll see how many chests Rubes wants to dig out of here. Dengwoo, get away from those ghosts. Ghosts can be trouble, as they hit very hard.
In Volcano, where of course the floor is lava, no encounters on the lava, so you can get through here pretty quickly if you're not going for the boxes. And it looks like he's not doing too many now, as he walked by a room.
Appears to be moving along. He should be able to get through this carry. We know that she's a little bit scary, but I think has the firepower for sure.
4 gas dragons in a box. They're hitting a little hard, but not too devastating yet. Nuke comes out. I don't think they were too bad on HP, but very bad rolls though. All nukes resisted. 8 out of 8 resisting.
Right, this is why I like to throw Ice 3 out instead of Nuke. However, it appears that Deng does not have that available.
Third nuke goes out. Not enough. That's 11 out of 11 resisted, by the way.
Wow.
I missed the one, but 12 out of 12 resisted. Actually, 200 may not be resisted. That may just be a low roll. But how often are you going to see 11 nukes in a row resisted?
That was some tough luck there for Deng. Only getting 777 GP for that one. How ironic.
And carry down for Rubes, that's going to be orb number 2.
This race is tightening up now. I can feel it. Rubes is catching up a little bit at this point.
Dengwoo still not able to locate the key item that is in this sea shrine. Down to our last 3 on the mermaid floor. There's still another several boxes on the previous floor. And
oh no!
that's where the progress is going to be. Dengwoo, warp, what are you doing?
Did he not get warp?
It's a little bit of a frustration walk. No, he's got warp. He just didn't think to use it.
Yeah, pressure's got to be getting to him now. Fortunately, no encounters on that floor, but
PSP speedruns will get you really used to casting warp there because it's what you do to come back to that box specifically. The black shirt, which we're going to be able to equip without class change, by the way.
that's right. That was one of our bonuses. So it does offer, I believe, time resistance and ice.
Crabcake's making a good point that it's actually warps the same level as Nuke, but he's gonna use warp to get out of here anyways to the best he can. The black shirt's gonna help, and he should have a Thor's hammer available as well that he can spam for AoEs. And he picked up a mage staff as well, so he's got AoE magic. Not sure how he's dispersed it, though.
Wow, this is going to be a full clear sea shrine. That's got to feel bad.
Yes and no, because what are the odds your opponent's gonna find the one right path?
This is true. And there it is.
The bottle, so we have Gaia, we have the ability to get the fairy item, and I feel like either directly or indirectly, that's gonna have to be one of our progress checks with the chime and cube.
Alright, chime and cube pretty deep into this fetch quest.
Hooray! And Smithy McBeard's sword has the slab. Did we have Melman yet, or is that Guy or Lafayette?
I don't believe we've seen Melman yet.
So Gaia or Lafayette for that. We have Lafayette to redeem the slab after it's translated, but we have to talk to Dr. Un first. Here goes Rubes into Sea Shrine, and that's actually very good news for Dengwoo. What's not good news for Dengwoo is he's heading the wrong way. He needs to get the ordeals for the floater, it looks like, because I believe we're almost certainly going to need the airship at this point. I can't think of another way we can get Chime and Cube without it.
I think you're right. One or the other is going to have to be taken to the air, so that's going to be another feels bad, you know, from a runner perspective. Tonight's seen an ale markin production, and it's been great.
I like to call them craft ale markins.
Life 2 and Gaia at level 7.
And CC giving me some hope in chat that there is actually the chance for Cube to be in Mirage, and we could have Chime from the ferry. So there still is technically a possible floaterless route.
Deng checked level 8 black magic. I wonder what he might be looking for there.
Quake. It's the herb, so we got the fetch quest. He is getting bonus experience. Pterodaxter trackers saying not seen fast yet. That would certainly make sense. Rubes is going Kraken side first in Sea Shrine. It makes sense because you're going this way anyways, so the routing can theoretically save you from going to one side you don't need to go to.
I really like these color palette shuffles. It's been a very purple and lavender seed. And the herb is going to be turned in for...
The crystal. Reverse fetch quest. So Dengwoo will take that up to Matoya. I think the best case for him here would be that this is the cube, specifically. Not the chime, but the cube. That means he can't get into Sea Shrine, and that pushes him in the direction of Castle Ordeals.
Into Mirage, you mean?
You would need chime to get into Mirage. I'm saying if he had the cube, he couldn't, and that would take him to Ordeals to get the floater.
Okay, yes, that's correct.
Occasionally I manage that.
And the crystal has led to the crown, so there's going to be another turn in here.
This being Power Gauntlet would probably be the best news for Rubes in terms of getting an advantage. If it's the chime, this is going to be a real tough call, and in that position, I'd probably gamble on it.
I think I'm inclined to agree. Really gotta take some risks at this point. You're coming up on the hour mark here, and this seed is dealt both these runners some difficulties, and we find the cube from Astos. There it is.
Alright, I said before, I think that was the best case for Dengwoo, because now he can't get into the extra dungeon, he's got to go to Ordeals. And well, I was gonna say that puts him closer, but he's gonna have to, sail back to turn in the floater. Damage poison for the third time. Now this is a second enemy that has... Or no, that's status.
Yes, that is the stone poison, and does he have some softs?
I think he has an abundance of them, actually. And there's
Oh!
Thunder!
Second enemy with Thunder. What a seed.
And Dengwoo lost his Astos kill. That's what I'm trying to say. I was blanking on the name.
Oh no, that's huge.
Outside.
That is brutal. You've lost at least 2 to 3 minutes on that, and you know, with the competition as it is now, as we see Rubes already at Kraken, that could be great.
The Bane and Brag strats, in fact. So you got 3 chances at the insta-death each round. It's not going to take too many rounds for that to work.
Big shot there from Kraken. Hooray!
Oh, how far back is this?
This is a little bit further than I think we thought. He gave us the dang face, which indicated it could be a pretty costly wipe. There's the white shirt, wow. That could be closer to a 5-minute time loss.
Definitely already looted this. I don't remember there being anything particularly special in the armory. Or am I just confused? Which is entirely possible.
I know there were monster in the boxes. He's got to be feeling frustrated right now. That's some tough luck, as Rubes has the water orb lit now at the 1 hour, 1 minute mark.
I think what most surprises me is that he didn't save before Astos, at least. I mean, you just don't want Astos throwing a nuke in your face.
Maybe feeling bold, maybe feeling a little bit behind. Could be any number of things, but Knowing Dane, Dang, I think he will adjust from this. He'll be okay.
Gets that Bane sword back. And that white shirt.
He has definitely opened the door here for Rubes.
Don't have to equip the white shirt for it to be valuable, because you get the invis too. Now, yet again, Dengwoo didn't save coming in here, but I gotta figure this time he's saving after Astos, right?
Please,
Lock in
Dang.
that cube this time.
You're playing with our emotions here. He's not. He's going.
Well, he didn't go back for the monster to box, but that's not quite the same as saving, Dengwoo.
Is this tilt percent, or is this, is he out of saving items?
I can't imagine. The money is so plentiful. Right, Rubes is heading in the right direction here. Yeah, I think he's actually going to get the bottle out of this sea shrine faster than Dengwoo did.
I believe so. This is getting close to neck and neck here now.
Alright, Dengwoo, the play needs to be castle ordeals. I don't think he has another option available right now, so it should push him in the right way. The good news for him, it hasn't really been any wasted effort. So even the stuff he's done that didn't give him that airship as fast is still stuff he had to do, and the only thing he lost was some travel time.
Rubes now onto the water floor. Will he decide to make the full clear like Deng did here?
Dengwoo finally has Elfland and will be happy about Fast and Brack, but wishes he had gotten them sooner.
For sure. You want that Brack early. It's a versatile spell, and it's quite accurate considering its element.
So we have at least 2 spots left. What are they? One is the Chime Redemption from Lefane, and Sky is the other. And I don't know if technically Mirage counts. I would assume it does.
The item can be a Mirage.
Okay. So technically we still have 2 possible locations for Chime, but I gotta figure there's no reason you would go into Mirage now without finishing the slab first.
So looks like Deng is heading over to the waterfall here.
Been a while since we've seen this. Okay, this becomes slab, so this is very required for him. Adamant first.
Won't lose too much time. Instead of checking ordeals first, it still takes a while to canoe here from your airship landing spot.
Okay, good point in chat, worthy of pointing out, is that you can't get into Mirage without Chime. So, yes, obviously Chime is going to have to be out there, and that's going to leave Power Gauntlet in Mirage / Sky. And how much do you explore for that?
Given what we've seen, there's been a lot of chests that have been checked, so anything that these runners might still be looking for has a pretty high chance of being in Sky or Mirage.
Yeah, no. There's 2 ribbons out there. Dragon Armor's out there, Aegis Shield is out there. Defense Sword is out there. I mean, considering we have full cleared everything at this point, we are talking about just Mirage Tower and Temple of Fiends Revisited and Temple of Fiends locked.
Not too much left here.
I guess we've left a few behind in Earth Cave, too.
This is one of those seeds that is demanding in terms of sticking to your route and checking those chests. You really would have to diverge your routes quite a bit to play this seed optimally from what we've seen.
I don't think you could right order this seed other than what Rubes did to get the floater. That's really the only divergence where something made sense, because otherwise you're following the chain. You're turning in the stuff you've got, and it all matters. Except for, quote-unquote, the Power Gauntlet and Sea Shrine. So we're going to have Melmond at Lefane and Lefane at Gaia to finish up our town shuffle. Important because we have to get the slab translated before we can get the item from Lefane.
Been an interesting town shuffle.
And here goes Dengwoo. 2 ordeals, to his floater, to his chagrin. I mean, at this point, he's got to be hoping that this is chime. He's got to be hoping this is a floaterless seed. He's going to get some unfortunate news, but that's what he's got to be rooting for.
Both of these runners have, been sitting on orbs for quite a while. Especially Deng. He's been sitting on 3 orbs for a good amount now.
He made a lot of progress with that early, and he had that orb advantage early. But Rubes caught up on that front. And able to shift through the world faster now is still probably going to do some of the same stuff. Actually, there's a path for him not to. He still needs cube? Am I reading the tracker right?
I believe he just picked up chime from Lefane.
Well, he's going to get it here.
Oh no, he translated in Lefane, that's right.
Bottle turns into herb, turns into crystal, turns into crown, turns into cube. He didn't do that fetch quest out that originates from Sea Shrine yet. So he's not in go mode yet. He still has that to wrap up. Dengwoo's got the long fetch quest done, but it's a slower path for him. There's his floater, and that is not good news for Dengwoo. We already knew it, but he just found out how much faster he could have been airborne. He is going to move the Masamune to the White Mage, use the Katana with the fighter.
I like the play. I think we'll really see him put the pedal to the metal now.
But meanwhile, Rubes is just going to be able to do this fetch quest so much faster. No encounters, the speed is better. You love to be able to do these fetch quests with the airship. And importantly, I think Rubes is go-moding here. Until you finish this fetch quest, you don't really have reason to open any boxes, so I don't think he's going to take that wipe in Northwest Castle here that Dengwoo did. But notably, he didn't save pre-Astos either. Astos just get no respect.
No respect for you today, Astos.
There's the cube for Rubes, and that is go mode.
1 hour, 11-minute mark. A challenging seed for sure. And
Dengwoo is airborne just as Rubes gets into go mode. The good news is this is a quick go mode for Dengwoo too. Back at doors, this is adamant turn in. Yeah, there's a slab. And Rubes is going to go mode. He's not looking for anything here. This is probably a pretty loaded Sky Castle, by the way. Just because, again, we don't have that many places left stuff could be. We've got a little bit in Earth. We've got the Cardia Islands here. We've got Sky and Mirage and Temple of Fiends locked and Temple of Fiends revisited. There's 2 ribbons out there between those places.
And Deng is going to take the class change now and get some pretty good armor there for his knight.
Well, that's a huge absorb upgrade just to go from a silver 3 to an opal 2. I think silver base is 4 absorb, and opal is 6 if not 8. So that's a monster increase in absorb on that one slot alone.
I believe the opal does give 8, and the heal helmet gives 6.
Heal and silver are the same. There's damage voice again! Dengwoo, I hope you saved. He got away! He got away! Oh my.
Living dangerously.
You have to save, man.
We're living dangerously with Deng this evening.
Gargoyles on the blue dragon trap tile.
Rubes appears to be comfortable with his equipment. I wouldn't mind checking some convenience chests for a ribbon or a defense sword.
Well, at this point, that would really just be the floor right by the teleporter on the next floor. I don't think there's too much else you'd go out of your way for. Dengwoo sees the guy is Lefane, so he's got to walk down to Lefane to get that check-in. A pro cape, which is not a bad find for a mage.
At this point, you start to wonder about max HP and levels. Can your party survive that nuke? And I'm looking at pretty low HP across the board with these mages.
In a pinch, we've got that trap tile in Marsh Cave. Blue Dragon was hanging out there.
We also have the Agama.
3, that's a beast.
That's an amazing find for Rubes there. He's got to feel very good about that find.
Boy, I would need somebody to number crunch for me. Chat, how's that going to stack up versus a Masamune? That's one of the best hit rate weapons base in the game.
It was +3?
+3.
It should be on par with Masa, I would say. Or close to it. Crabcake's confirming in chat it's a little worse.
Yeah, I think the hit rate at +3 is going to be right around the Masa level. Crit's not going to be there. I think the attack would go up to similar. Same crit and lower attack. I believe that. Masa just has a very monster base number on the attack. But that's what Blurst does to you. You have to think about these things when you see those. Rubes is up to Tiamat as Dengwoo gets the chime. So basically a full dungeon difference between these runners right now.
Right, that early Volcano dive that Deng did is keeping him in this right now.
Yeah, that was a little more efficient than Rubes was able to do it. And the other big thing is, everything he did was required. I don't even remember if he got the white shirt or not. Broken into pieces is Tiamat. Rubes is restored to the 4 orbs. And on to Temple of Fiends Revisited. Does Dengwoo do any exploration and maybe pull a second ribbon? Rubes checked a few boxes, not too many.
Rubes is all stocked up for Temple. He's got plenty of sauce, heals, pures, and he's going to be entering Temple at 1 hour, 17 minutes, and about 25 seconds.
About 4.5 minutes difference of Rubes entering Mirage versus Dengwoo. We'll see how well that holds on the entrance to the Temple of Fiends Revisited. But right now, Rubes is in the driver's seat. What can you do with it? Keep going till the game stops you.
Have to at this point. Even if you might feel a little uncertain about what you have, you're getting information. And based upon that information, you can then decide to adjust or try to push through.
What a place for the eye to be. In the Phantom Room.
Well, if you need a grind, there you go.
Yeah, I guess if we get a Gatekeeper Fiend and we need to worry about that, then it's there. Probably a good time to mention, just because we haven't before, that we actually have base 100% HP on bosses. So it's 100 to 170% HP on all these bosses. So Chaos will have, at the minimum, 2,000.
Could end up being a long battle.
Dengwoo able to find the defense +3.
Sorry, I spotted. Alright, are we going to see our robot mascot this evening, everyone? Is Deng going to counter the war mech? If he does, will he take the battle?
I gotta think at this point he's just thinking pedal to the metal.
Being stymied there by that Medusa and Mancan pack.
If you were gonna do anything at this point, I think it's you're looking through more treasures here, hoping for that second ribbon. It's nothing that would make more difference to you right now than a second ribbon.
Rubes is going to get us our first look at Lich 2. Thorhammer comes out. 43 damage, and Lich punches for very low damage.
Not a strong damage dealer, this base Lich, but in the original game, known for first spell Nuke. Agama pack for Rubes is gonna be something he moves on from. Dengwoo crossing the Bridge of Destiny as Rubes is about to get into the fight with Carry 2. Dengwoo enters the fight with Tia 1.
Rubes getting blazed there. Gonna have to heal up from that.
Heals take time. And you've got to be feeling the pressure, I think, at 120. I mean, yes, that was a late floater. Not a lot you could do about that. But there were some things you could do about it, and there was a wipe, so I feel like you're going to have pressure on both sides right now.
Carry 2 striking the Knight did not hit very hard. He got some defensive buffs out.
Don't want to take another hit, though, if you can avoid it. Let's get this Gary down right now. Tia goes down first. Carrie takes out Doc. Dengwoo has the orbs restored as Rubes gets through the fight.
Using those Cure 4 spells, that can save you a lot of time in menuing these heals.
Especially somebody in the third slot, just because that's so hard to get to. Well, it's a lot slower to get to than the first slot. Anyways.
Rubes getting back-to-back strike firsts. Very fortunate here on the water floor.
Especially with those waters, and they're probably going to be a pretty annoying enemy. 46 heal pots to finish it out. That's not bad, but it's not unlimited either. Here we go with Kraken 2. Kraken 2, well known for hitting hard and not bothering to take names.
White shirt comes out. Looks like he's going mostly offensive for the first round.
No mages in the back row are safe. Zap comes out. Biff is down. It becomes a spell damage race. There's still a path for Rubes, but this could be a game changer.
Oh no, this could be huge, yes. Makes you wonder, do you put that massa on the white boys or do you come back here?
This is what he's got to do. He's through. Now he's got the life spell. Boy, right now you're feeling very lucky that Tia didn't follow, or that the Kraken didn't follow that up with another big AOE spell. Or ability, a tornado, a blizzard could have just been devastating.
Very lucky waterfall for Rubes as Tia 2 comes out, and Tia 2 is hitting hard.
Dengwoo has redone equipment to put ribbon on the fighter, which is something I like for bosses, but not so much for riffraff.
That was a big shot from the massa as Tiamat 2 reveals nuclear. Low rolls though.
Another nuclear would actually be very devastating. A nuclear would be trouble, but Rubes is through. Living on the edge. And those 40 heal pots are going quick.
Nuclear can do that. It can really put a strain on your heal pots very quickly. So Rubes is coming up to Chaos now. We've only seen one nuclear out of the pool so far. What will this Chaos have in store for us? We know there's going to be a wealth of hit points.
Minimum of 2,000, maximums over 3,000.
I think it's all going to come down to absorb here on Chaos.
How much damage are you going to be able to do? How much damage are you going to be able to take? Do you throw walls out over Invis? Do you buff first? Down goes Doc. Can you get that fast off before Mono goes down?
Oh my, that looked like very high absorb. Oh no!
Too fast! This is bad news for Rubes, and... what can he do now? He can defense, which is going to get his evade up to near max after this turn. He doesn't have the power gauntlet, so he can try for crits. Nothing's a given. Chaos not favoring the spell list yet. Fog 2 strats, great play. Build up the absorb. For a physical Chaos, that's good news.
I like the play. I like the Bane Sword as well. This Chaos has extremely high absorb. Maybe the Katana, better choice here.
Bane strats are a great play. The only thing I don't like is that you didn't finish the job on the evade. I believe you're actually one stack of Invis short of max evade for Biff.
White Wizard is stunned. Oh no!
Lay and pray. If you're on an RNG loop, this is actually, well, not at 2 damage.
It's all coming down to this battle. Massa does not.
One for any spells. This is exactly what Rubes needs.
I believe we're about 1100 HP in now.
Still not quite to the minimum. It's slow going, but you're chipping, you're moving it in the right direction, and occasionally you're going to get those big 300 damage hits. There's our first spell. It's Fire 3. That's a freebie. And Chaos is terminated with a 590 damage hit. Rubes is our winner with the time of 126.56. Rubes, how fast is your heart beating?
Well, Hey everyone. Not as fast as it was 10 minutes ago, but yeah, it was pounding.
Love to hear it. What a seed.
How stressful when you're down to just the night?
Basically, I was just thinking, no nuke and I'll be okay. No nuke and I'll be okay.
It got really close with that Kraken 2 when the nuclear came out, and basically you couldn't have recovered if another AoE came out because it would have killed the white mage, so a very high drama Temple of Fiends.
Yeah, I was hoping MDef was gonna protect me, at least in the early fiends, and then it was Zap that came out and took out my knight, and it's like, okay, well, see how many charges of fate I got, and I got tons of nukes, so just hope for, cheap spells from Kraken, and we can maybe do this. That was a little scary.
You had an amazing waterfall.
Adaption.
Looks like Deng is getting the opposite. He's having quite a bit of a difficult time getting through this water floor. Rubes had the hero run and then was very fortunate Kraken 2. That Chaos had extremely high absorb. Massa was having to crit to do any damage there. Were you considering the katana?
I kind of forgot I had it.
It can happen. There's a lot of adjustments you runners had to make in this race, as Dengwoo was now encountering Kraken 2. This was not an easy seed at all. The floater was deep. There were enemies that had nasty spells everywhere. Wow. Very impressive. You're going to be moving on after... Or no, excuse me, is this the first of one of three?
Yeah, so we can do it again tomorrow night.
I can't wait. This was great.
Fire 2 was behind the... Well, no, that wouldn't be behind it because that's spell list. So, Town Shuffle, how much have you played with that? With just Town Shuffle instead of, say, all entrances?
A little bit. I didn't get a ton of time to practice, but just knew I was looking for, Crescent and Provoka as early as possible, and just making sure I'm keeping good track of where everybody's located.
This all started with a party draft, and you picked both black mages for your draft choices. How good did that level 1 nuke feel at that point?
It was nice. I really didn't want to go with a crazy party, so I was hoping Deng was going to take a, one melee and a mage, and which he did. So I was just... And then, yeah, the level 1 nuke was nice, and then my white mage got stoned in Toph, if I remember correctly, and I just left him there until I got to level 20-ish, I think, on everybody.
Nuclear came out from Tiamat. Those mages are down to 2 digits. Quad X ineffective. 1,000 damage from the knight is not enough. What is it going to take for Dengwoo to get this Tiamat down? One more turn is hopefully enough. Just can the white mage survive? Terminated with the Quad X. Dengwoo! You were always going to get another fight on that floor.
Still living dangerously.
You just have to assume you're going to get another fight on the Tiamat floor before you get to Chaos.
He has been living dangerously on several occasions. Dengwoo took an unfortunate wipe earlier, and he lost a bit of time in not saving outside of Astos. We estimate it could have been anywhere between a 2 and 3 minute loss, so that was rough. Coming into Chaos now. Temper's coming out on the Knight, a Defense Sword coming out. And he gets the fast off as well, so more fortunate than you are, Rubes.
It would have been nice.
This Chaos appeared to be quite punchy. Some spells in his repertoire, but nothing really too scary. Stun is ineffective, and he's going with the Katana. and it hits for 304 damage on crit.
Couple of tempers off. That and a fast will do wonders for you. 800 damage. I still want Bane Sword to work, though.
We always want it. Everybody is rooting for the Bane Sword, but I think this katana is going to cut this chaos down rather quickly.
And it will. That is a GG for Dengwoo. Going to be an official time of 1:33 on the dot. Dengwoo GG.
Thanks a lot, Triton. GG's. We did it. We finished the seed. I finally made it out of the inner sea. Hooray.
GG dang.
GG's. Some huge damage there at the end with the katana.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping it wasn't going to do so much. I was hoping that it would weaken low enough so I could get mono to get the last kill, but 1400 damage was a little bit more than I was expecting.
Given the race we saw and everything that we saw in this seed tonight, I think it was a fitting tribute to Mono, and not an easy seed at all. If we can go through some of your early game thoughts, we'll start with you, Dang.
What is outside of the inner sea? I don't know. I was inside the inner sea for like an hour and 20 minutes. Hooray! Or hour or something like that. I mean, everything was there. And then my death.
It required stuff. It's just the travel was a little slower.
Yeah, and then, well, I don't know. And then my very greedy death where I checked Astos' box after killing Astos, which cost me several minutes because I died and didn't save at any point. Monster in the box worms with barbecue wings or whatever they were, and stone poison and poison damage ambush is fantastic.
I think we did see all the poison tonight.
It was the best.
You can't even blame Danny because this was a handcrafted Almarkin.
Yeah, I mean it was fine. Losing by what was it, 7 minutes? So 6 minutes. So GG's the Rubes, crushed it. I knew I was getting into. Once I did a little research of Rubes and said, "Oh God, what have I got myself into?"
You had an early lead and were playing well. Marsh proved to be a turning point as one of you encountered the Thunder Scorpions, the other did not.
Yeah, I saw Thunder Scorpions, and I had to reset out of Marsh. I think it was Marsh bottom. So I ended up doing Marsh 3 times, once for top, twice for bottom. And
Yeah,
it was
you had
alright.
that, but there was a little bit of a tit for tat because Dengwoo ran into that air monster in a box and had the wipe in Ice Cave was right around the same time.
Oh yeah, trance airs. Those were wonderful.
Yeah, and they followed that up with damage poison. So 6 of those throwing damage poison at you is hard to survive.
Yeah, that was, yeah, because I was like, all right, cool, I'm making it down, and then you just died from this monster in a box, and you're just like, I have to redive ice now. And then it was the very last chest. That was the worst part. So you checked all of ice just to get to that last chest, and you're like, oh, I'm so glad I have all these warps that I wasn't able to make use of because the exit's right there.
And
At
then
least this was
just
the
in case you were
Masa.
thinking of how much you might like an experience fight, there was the eye sitting on the phantom tile.
That was the eye we were looking for, just and not in a useful spot.
There were a lot of chests checked on the way to getting that floater, and then discovering that it was required. I think we saw a full clear sea shine as well, which always feels bad.
Yeah, it was in that top chest that's so out of the way. Yeah.
So, my final question I have for both of you is with all of the checking that we did, the chances of a second ribbon being in Barrage Sky were way, way high. Did you give thought to checking any more than you did?
I mean, I checked way more than I should have, to be completely honest. Like, once I knew the floater was required and everything, I shouldn't have checked as much as I did, looking for another thing. I mean, it wasn't like I was looking for it, but I was like hoping. Like, my greed was just horrible.
Yeah, I mean, I checked a lot of boxes too after already having a masa and a ribbon, but I mean, luckily there was that defense sword and the greed checks on
Yeah,
Sky
finding
3,
the defense
which I
sword.
used
Yeah,
exactly once, but still.
I mean, the defense sword was great as a backup of a backup. I mean, that's the reason why I equipped the katana on the knight and I said Masa goes the white mage. I'm like, I have backup strats because everything's been kind of slightly increased on all the monsters.
Well, as we start to bring this to a close, I think Zaru's going to tell us about another race we have on tap tonight. I will wrap up by saying a big thank you to Tyrannex for tracking and Lord of the Synth for doing our restream. Thank you, everybody who joined us tonight. Zar, this was pretty therapeutic, and a big thank you to both runners for bringing Mono in your party. Mono won tonight, and we all won for knowing Mono.
Certainly did. Thank you so much, Trenton. We'll go into final thoughts from our runners, and then I'll proceed to read our upcoming matches. We'll start with you, Deng. You're down 0-1 now. You have 2 more matches to come, possibly. Any strats tomorrow? Any runner agreements you may be thinking about? And thoughts moving forward?
I mean, I'm gonna get some sleep. I'm going to train. I'm gonna have a montage playing, and I'm gonna train and train and train. I'm gonna use spells that have to train me, and then I'm gonna win game 2 and force a game 3. That's my game plan. I'm coming for you, Rubes.
Nice. I like it. I like that competitive spirit. Rubes, very nice job done on the victory tonight. How are you feeling about tomorrow's matchup?
I must break you.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Oh no, he's gonna
Sorry,
break me.
no, I'm just happy to be here. Really, I would have been happy either, with either result, and it's been a lot of fun, and yeah, I hope we can keep going. Let's make it a three best of 3. Let's do 3, but we'll see what happens tomorrow.
Awesome. That's what we all want to see. So before I read out what's coming up, I'd like to thank RPG Limit Break for being our gracious host tonight. Thank you, Trenton, for coming into the booth. Thank you to our tracker, Tyrannex, and our restreamer, Lord of the Synth. Greatly appreciated. And thank you to our viewers, both here and abroad as well on YouTube. Coming up, we have started at 11 p.m. Eastern this evening. We have Cheesenator versus Grigglypuff. That's over on SG1. So if you're still hungry for some more of our spring tournament action, head on over there. Tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. we have Groggy Dog versus Jat 2980, and that's going to be on one of the SG family channels. At 9 p.m. Eastern we have 2 races happening. Caleb versus Demon Frog, that's going to be on one of the SG channels. We also have Lord Fizzlebeef versus Rock Solid, and that's going to be on RPG Limit Break right here. So be ready for that one tomorrow night. It's going to be a great one. And then also tomorrow night we have Cheesenator taking on Grigglypuff, and that is to be determined. We know that our restreamer, we Lord of Synth, great work tonight. On Friday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, we have Chanagan versus Pickles and Beer. That restream and channel is to be announced as well. And then on Saturday, May 22nd, we have the next matchup between Groggy Dog and Jat 2980, also channels to be announced. Also on Saturday, we have at 9 p.m. Eastern, Caleb versus Demon Frog. That's going to be the next in their series of matchups. And lastly, on Sunday on the schedule here, we have Groggy Dog versus Jat, if required. That will be their third race. And Lord Fizzlebeef versus Rock Solid as well. That race is going to be at 9 p.m. and the early race at 2 p.m. all times Eastern. Lots of Final Fantasy Randomizer action coming up for everybody here. Thank you so much tonight for everyone watching. We had a great race. Please come into our Discord, join our community. We have all the tools to get you started. It's so much fun, and it's a great time to join now. We have a lot of events going. It's just a great community, folks. We love our community, and sadly, we lost one of ours tonight in one Monochi. We miss you very much, Mono. We hope that this was a fitting tribute for you, and nobody ever likes to have to say these things about someone that they called their friend, someone you could come into and race with, you have chat with them. I think it's his voice I remember most, and I'll miss him very much. So let's move forward, let's honor him, and let's continue on the tradition of Final Fantasy Randomizer and the extremely high standard of excellent gameplay that Monochi demonstrated for all of us. Well, that said, everyone have a great night here, and we're going to be signing out. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, may the orbs shine, everyone.